Today, I'll be talking about how you can maximize opportunities, local and international opportunities, and win scholarships. So, I'll be answering some questions, about 15 questions. But before then, for those that have known me, know that I've been privileged to benefit from a number of opportunities, especially when it comes to scholarships and other opportunities like fellowship. As far back as my university days, when I was doing my degree program at Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, I've been a beneficiary of a number of scholarships, and I did my master's under the or through the Commonwealth Scholarship Program, and currently taking my PhD through scholarship. So I have a few experience about scholarship because I've benefited from at least 7 different scholarships and bursaries. So in this discussion, I'll try to make it as practical as possible, and I'll be speaking from my own experience. And I feel that a lot of young people listening to me can pick a thing or two from what I'll be saying, and also from the questions I'll be asking and answering. But if you have any questions at the end of the podcast, you can write it in the comment section, and I'll be able to respond to your comment if I can give you the answer, or I will check up the answer and see or direct you to the relevant places to get the answers. So I'll be asking about 15 questions and answering them myself. So the first question is, what challenges or doubt did you face when you first decided to apply? Okay. Of course, when you're applying for opportunities like scholarships or even job opportunities, they are competitive. So that means you are competing with other people because the number of slots are usually less than the number of people interested. So that is why there is need for screening to get the most suitable candidate. So a number of challenges that you can face is with regards to understanding the specification, the requirements for applying the scholarship or the job, especially the essential or desirable requirements that you need to have. So if a scholarship states that you need at least 5 credits including English and Maths to apply in your O level, I don't think there is a need applying if you don't have the essential requirements. There are some requirements that are essential and others are desirable. You must have the essential requirements. For the desirable requirements, you may not have them because they are not the basis for decision, but it gives you extra advantage. And challenges also that you can face with regards to your orientation, how you approach the process of application, whether with an open mind or a positive mind, and how prepared you are. I think preparation is very key here because many people want to apply for scholarships, but they don't even put in the effort to apply for it, like searching for scholarships online. Some people reach out to me and be asking me that I should assist them to get scholarship, and they expect me to look for a scholarship, inform them, apply for them, and help them get the scholarship. It doesn't work that way. Everyone has something doing with their life, They won't be there, looking for scholarship for you apply. If they see any opportunity that they feel that you are a right fit, they may decide to, share it with you, and you look it up and see if you want to apply. But saying that somebody should look for opportunities for you, inform you, and help you apply, is something that is unrealistic. So you must put in the effort and come prepared. I'll try to be as brief as I can. The next question is, when is the right time to start applying for scholarship? The right time to start applying for scholarship is when you are prepared. So the most important thing is the preparation, as I've said. So when you are done preparing, you start applying. For instance, if you want to apply for a master's scholarship, preparation means you have your transcript ready, right? You have requirements like English requirements. You have contacted, referees, academic or professional referees, and put them on standby, and they agree to, write references for you. These are some of the things that help you prepare. And you have also sharpened your writing skills to be able to answer the questions that will be asked, and whether in the application form or during the interview, right? So these are the things you look up to when you start applying for scholarship. So the right time is when you are prepared. The next question is, how did you stay motivated during the long and frustrating application process? Of course, it's long and frustrating. There are some applications that keep asking you information that are already in your CV. You don't like answering them, but you have to answer them. Essays. Some applications you write about 10 short essays, and you have to respond to these requirements before you can submit the application to stand a chance of getting. But that is not even a guarantee that you get the scholarship or whatever you're applying. But it gives you the chance to compete with other candidates, and the recruiter or the screening panel will look at your ideal, or you have a better picture of your qualifications and suitability. The next question is, were there a moment when you almost gave up but pushed through? Yeah, I won't say I gave up. I will just say I stay motivated. Because if you have a target, have a vision, have something, a goal you are pursuing after, and you are really serious about it, the temporary detours and challenges that comes with achieving something shouldn't discourage you. That means you keep pushing, you keep fighting until you achieve that desired outcome. So if you're interested in any international opportunity, whether it's a job or a scholarship, never give up. Keep fighting. So the next question is, what advice will you give to someone who feels they are not good enough to win a scholarship? I feel the first step for you to winning the scholarship is believing in yourself, right? Believing that you're able, believing that the people that are winning the scholarships are not, some aliens, or they are not too different from you. It's just the extra effort they've put, in developing themselves, in their attention to detail, that gives them the edge. So you must believe in yourself. You must believe that you are well able to, win a scholarship. That's the first step. There is no need applying for something that you have already defeated yourself in. Right? Even before the screening panel look at your application, you have approached it with a defeatist mentality, which means that you may not even give your best in the application process, right? So believe in yourself, believe that you're capable of winning the scholarship. The next question is, did you have any failures or rejection? How did you bounce back from them? Yes, I have more failures and rejection than even success. I've spoke about winning at least 7 scholarships and fellowship, but I failed to state that I've even applied more than I've won. So most people, not all, there are people that were lucky to get it in the first attempt. Most people applied for scholarship repeatedly before they ended up landing one, right? So don't expect to get a scholarship in your first attempt. It happens, but it rarely happens. It's not too common. There are people that got it in their first attempt, and it always doesn't happen that way. So it's normal for you to apply and get rejected or fail in the application, but that shouldn't deter you and discourage you from applying when next you see a suitable opportunity. I have applied for probably maybe more than 100 scholarships and opportunities. But how many have I gotten? Maybe 10 or so. So you apply more than you get, and it's normal. There is nothing wrong. So never give up. Keep pushing. In spite of the rejection, if you see another opportunity, apply. Go out there and keep searching. Right? Sometimes you apply for the same opportunity year in, year out, and in the end of the day, you end up getting it. The year they refuse to take you, just learn the lessons and ensure that you don't submit exactly the same application the next time. Ensure that you improve on it, you work on yourself, your experience, your grades and qualifications. Grades are sometimes difficult to change, but you can work on aspects like experience, work experience, research experience, and things like that, and other trainings you can get after school. You can work on it, get more certifications and training that will improve your CV. The next question is, how were you balancing applying for scholarship with other responsibility like work, study, or family? I think, it's about determination and your interests and priority. Because what you prioritize, you tend to have time for. People that watch football, no matter how busy they are, when their favorite club is playing, they tend to have time to watch them. So as far as applying for scholarship is concerned, it's about priority. Even though there are other things in your life like your family, your work, and other things that are going on, you can still create time to apply for these opportunities. Let's say, for instance, you just determine that every week you apply for 5 different opportunities every week. That is 1 per working day. That from Monday to Friday, if you submit 1 application each, you have applied for 5. Let's say an application takes you an hour. You still have 23 hours a day to do other things. So it's about prioritization. The next question is, what is the biggest myth about scholarships? The biggest myth about scholarship is probably people that win scholarships are usually people with the best grades. It doesn't happen that way. There are different criteria that the selecting or screening committee look like. Grade is just one of it. There can be 5 different criteria that are weighed, right? So they can decide to say grade will be 50%, and the other 50% will be other criteria like work experience, like leadership and volunteering experience, like publications, like other activities that is outside, grade. And each of them will have their mark. So when they sum it up, the person with the highest grade, with the highest score, ends up getting it. So grade alone cannot be used as a criteria. If they use grades, there is no need for even screening. You just ask people for who has the highest grade and then go ahead and give them. No, it doesn't work that way. A lot of things is looked at. So somebody can have, let's say, a 2-2 or a 2-1 and is competing with someone with a first class. He can have an H in experience, research experience, work experience, and maybe he was able to push some publications. The person with the first class probably has just first class with minimal experience. The screening committee may prefer to give the person with the second class ahead of the person with the first class because of the other criteria that he had performed the person with the first class. So that is a myth. Grade is not the only criteria for winning scholarship. The next question is, how did you prepare for exams or interviews after applying? Right? Just ensure that you read the description of the advertised scholarship or job and you know what they need. And also try to know who will be in the panel, the interview panel or the screening panel, and read about them so that you'll be able to tailor your application, in such a way that, kind of make you look exceptional or attract their attention. You do research about the job, research about the organization. You can look up to their website, research about the people that will be on the panel, look at their interests and their previous work. It shows that you are somebody that has attention to detail and is interested about that particular opportunity. Is passionate about what you want to do. Yeah. The next question is, If you could give your younger self one piece of advice about scholarship, what will it be? I won't have much advice for my younger self. Probably the only advice I will have is never give up. Don't give up. Keep applying. Keep searching for opportunities, and keep giving your best and improving on yourself, because growth is something that never ends. The next question is, how do you keep hope alive when results take a longer time to come? You simply wait and be positive. And when you are waiting for one opportunity, that shouldn't stop you for applying for other opportunities, right? Keep applying even when you have other opportunities that you're expecting to get. There are opportunities I expected to get, right? I was very hopeful of. In the end of the day, I didn't get. Imagine if other opportunity came along the way before I got the outcome of that opportunity and I refused to apply them. And at the end of the day, the one I was very optimistic that I was going to get, I didn't end up getting. So even when you have opportunity taking time, that shouldn't discourage you for applying for opportunities that come while the ones you have applied for are still being processed. So the next question is, how many times did you get rejected before securing your scholarships? Probably up to 100 or more than 100 times. Right? So people that will apply a few times and give up, it just shows you, that is probably where your problem is. Keep applying, and in each application, ensure that it's better than the previous one. Right? Ensure that you keep improving on yourself, improving on your application, your CV, your statement of purpose, your essays, your reference letters, and everything that has to do with your application. Every bit of your application requires attention. And then the next question is, when to give up applying for scholarship if I really have to? You give up only when you have achieved your dream. So if you're really, hopeful about scholarship, it means that you never give up, right? You only give up when you have gotten the scholarship. Like now I'm doing a PhD. I'm in my third year, or I'll begin my third year. There is no need for applying for PhD again. Scholarship, PhD scholarship, because I'm already, other people can apply. The opportunities are always there for other people to apply. But for me, I've already gotten one. You just need one yes out of all the no's. You can get 200 no's, but you just need one yes. That's why never giving up. I keep repeating it. It's very important. So the next question is, when to give up. Okay, no. I've answered that. The next question is, what's your advice for people who think scholarships are only for top students? I think I've answered this. Grade is not the only criteria when they are looking at, your application. There can be people with 2.1, 2.2 and other grades. The grade will be ranked or will be weighed, and the other criteria will also be weighed. So you can perform well in the grade, but if you don't perform in the other criteria, you may be outperformed by somebody that has a lower grade but has a better performance in other aspects like work experience, research experience, teaching experience, volunteer and leadership experience, publications, and other things that constitutes the requirement for that role or that opportunity. So grade is not enough. And then finally, what do you think that students with medium to low grades should apply for scholarship, or is it a waste of time? Or do you think that students with medium to low grade should apply for scholarship, or is it a waste of time? I think they can still apply. Low grade is not a death sentence, right? As long as you work in other aspects of your life, like the things I mentioned, right? So if you have a low grade or your grade is not too good, it means you have to outperform the person with a good grade in other aspects. Like having relevant work, teaching, volunteer, leadership experience, maybe being able to push a number of applications, having some certifications, awards, and honors. You can achieve other things. It doesn't have to be just grade. Grade is just one thing I've said. And you don't just, take just grade as the criteria for the award of the scholarship, because there is no need for people filling the application form. You just ask them for their transcript and you give the person with the highest grade. The reason why there is an application form is because they look at different things, your suitability and other aspects of the application. I hope you learn a few things from what I've said. And see you in my next episode. Thank you.